Hello and welcome. So you know what a budget is and what it's for, but you aren't exactly sure how to start or even maintain one. Here we can clear up some of those gray areas and hopefully show you that making a budget doesn't have to be as intimidating as it sounds. You're probably thinking, why do I need a budget? I'll just start spending less. As great as an idea as that is, how are you sure that the amount you're cutting back is even enough or too much? There's no way to know unless you see the whole picture. Also, there are many benefits to a budget. Want to buy something but need to save up? Creating a budget will give you a better grasp of how your money is coming and going and how much you can pull from that flow. With that knowledge, you will be better prepared for emergencies. You can stay or start getting out of debt and begin thinking about long-term financial goals. So where do you start? Start by gathering as much information about where your money comes from and where it goes. You can do that by gathering bank statements, credit card statements, begin collecting receipts, and start taking notes about small purchases, especially if it's cash purchases. Identify your income, bills, necessary expenses, and your not so necessary expenses. Once you have identified those, you will be able to see exactly where your money goes. Once you have gathered all your documents, you can begin tracking your spending. You can see where you spend and make notes on how much is going where. You want to add up how much it takes to pay all of your bills and subtract that from your monthly income. Whatever you have left is how much you can spend on other items. Of course, most people do not get the bulk of their income at the beginning of the month, and so it's not possible to pay all your bills at once. You will need to make a plan of when your income is coming in and when to pay the big bills, and when you can spend on non-essential items. Here is an example of a semester budget for a college student. On the left, you see an award letter detailing all of the awards that they will be given throughout the entire 2020-2021. Be aware, when you're looking at your own award letter, if you open up financial aid status by year, it will show you how much you are getting for fall, spring, and summer. Also that the amounts listed are based on EFC enrollment and other factors. You may not be entitled to the full amounts if you do not meet specific criteria. Below the award letter is a projected cost of the attendance for that school year. On the right, you can see a rough summary of how this student is spending their financial aid and how they're splitting their big bills and other necessary items into saving categories. Understand that making the budget is only one step. You will need to review your budget as often as you are able to make sure that you are staying on track and adjust if any unexpected changes happen. You will want to make sure that you make any adjustments, especially if you have an increase or decrease in income. If you have an increase in income, this is the perfect time to add more into a savings account, if you have one open. If not, then this is the perfect time to open one. If you lose income or your income decreases, you will want to make a list of all the non-essential expenses that you have and likely cut back on a few of those items. Thinking ahead and making a list of non-essential items allows you to cut back on your budget without completely cutting out entire spending categories such as your phone or car. When you have a decrease in income, you want to recalculate how much income you have and how much you are spending. Then you will be able to figure out how much you are overspending. Take the non-essential items list that you've created and subtract or decrease one by one until you get to the point where you are no longer overspending. Depending on how stable your income is going to depend on how many adjustments you will have to make. As a college student, you may need to adjust multiple times a semester. Once you have found a steady job, you will still want to keep a budget. Even though you may not need to make many adjustments, it is still a good way to always be aware of your money. With a budget, you are more likely to catch any unwanted activity early and stop them in their tracks. You can also use your budget to save for long-term goals. They are very versatile. Hopefully this helped clear up some questions. If you need any more information or need assistance regarding financial aid advisors are always available to set up individual appointments. For general questions, you can also email us at financial.aid@cabrillo.edu. Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram for more posts about deadlines and dates of future webinars.